Hi there everybody, I'm Jennifer Angel. This is my report for you Libra or Libra, depending on where you are in the world, for 2018. Okay, so let's have a look at what's happening. I have already recorded a 2-minute overview. For those that, I know there's a number of people that really like my give it to me straight to the point in 2 minutes, so you can watch both of them. So this is a more extensive report that we're going to go into. I'm going to have a look at the overview for Libra, what's coming up for this year in love, career, money, spirit, and then look through the months to see what's sort of highlighted per month. Of course, then through the year, we'll look at the, the weeks more intensely. So we're going to do an overview of the months too. So let's get started. This is a very exciting year. There's a lot of outer, slower moving planets moving this, you're transiting to the next sign. Well, a lot. I mean, there's like 3, so that's a lot, I think. Plus, Jupiter moves every year. Saturn is moving. It's a 3-year transit. Uranus is going to move into the next sign. It's a 9-year transit, and Chiron as well, another 9-year transit. So we'll go through each of those, and they'll crop up on how that's going to affect your areas of life. Okay, now your home and family is very much on your radar this year. I mean, it always is for Libra, isn't it, really? But this year more so, it's very much highlighted, and it may take some work to make changes in this area, but it will be worth your while. Okay, so the effort that you put in now will set you up. You can feel more settled and certainly more secure, be in a more secure position at the end of it. And we've got with Saturn in your solar 4th house, this is your whole domestic scene and home and family, and it's a 3-year transit, as I said, and it just moved in late 2017, and at the same time Venus moved in as well, although Venus moves through quite quickly, between 3 and 6 weeks. But that's very nice to sort of, finish the year and finish 17 and start 18, because Venus, of course, is your ruling planet, and these two together. So there's, quite a bit happening in relationships too, and that whole home family area is all about relationships as well. And it's about the relationship that you have with yourself too, like your self-nurturing. But with Saturn in this area, Saturn brings with it a lot of responsibility. Okay, it's more cautious about the decisions. Saturn does get a bit of a bad rap because it is sort of limiting and cautious, but it does help you make good choices. And what I love about Saturn, apart from the fact that I'm a Capricorn and I'm ruled by Saturn, so I've had to come to terms with it, but what I love about Saturn is it does help you make good choices that and set solid foundations. So the changes that you make over this period, and particularly for this year, because when a planet sort of leaves a sign and it ingresses into the next sign, as it's leaving, it's like at that 29 degrees. As it's ingressing, it's at like 0 degrees, and they're both considered critical degrees, so it intensifies what's going on. So that's why we quite often will feel it the most and see the greatest amount of change, at that time. So we're talking sort of the first 6 months of 2018, which is probably right now when you're watching this video, and it's a great time to have like a clean out, get rid of anything like people, things, situations that are just not working, things that are not useful, and to make the decisions to move forward, to be more settled. So I like that very much, and it's nice for Libra to do that, because you know, your home is very important and you like to have a nice home. I mean, don't we all? But it's more important to some of the signs. And certainly it is for Libra to have that harmonious effect in the home and domestic scene, as well as to feel that it's pleasant to look at, and you've got like a sense of beauty. I'm sure there's a more sophisticated word for that, but I can't come up with it at the moment. So, you know, that's very, very nice. Now, Pluto is in this area as well. Pluto is a slow-moving planet, outer planet. Been there, powerful planet, been there for a while, going to be there right through to 2024, and I think it's like 2020 where Pluto and Capricorn will actually connect. These two are pretty powerful forces, so even before they connect, just being in that vibration of the Capricorn sign, because that, you know, it's all about business, it's all about getting down to business, getting things done, and making them work. And so this is like fabulous for you right now in this year. So some of you could be moving, resettling, some of you might even be buying, you know. So and of course with Saturn here, it can bring in people from the past as well. So if you have like an exchange situation with a family member, then you can heal that over this time, okay? So that's nice. And particularly with the father, Saturn does represent father, and it does represent authoritative, you know, situations, people, and circumstances. So, you know, that's all good. I mean, and you know, it can be, as I said in the beginning, it can take work to make changes and to, you know, mend fences in relationships. It's certainly, you know, not something that always comes easy, but it will be worth it, okay, to get through it. So you just push through and you get to the other end, then it's going to be a much better situation for you. I believe that, and that's what the chart's saying. So let's hope it is. All right, so let's have a move on to love. So this year, it's a combination of you being there for someone else or for other people, but also looking after your own needs, okay? So both are very important. You want to learn from any love lessons that you had last year as well. Don't so you don't repeat them. Now, it's possible that you know, if you did have something that was going on, then certainly acknowledge it, but acknowledge it in a way that how did it serve you? Because everything in life sort of serves you in one a level. Sometimes it can just highlight something about yourself that you hadn't known, or, you know, it can like intensify your feelings and bring you to a conclusion of, you know, what you want to do, because, you know, sometimes Libra can get in that sort of analysis where it can paralyze you a little bit, because, you know, we get the analysis of the analysis, and if a situation happens, it can really like cut through all that analysis and, you know, get you to a point where you know with more certainty what you want to do. So sometimes a love lesson or a life lesson can help you do that. So try not to think about anything as being all negative, because nothing is really ever all negative. And learn from, you know, learn those lessons and move forward. So that's sort of the big thing that comes out of your relationship area, because we do have Uranus has been in this area of your chart, and Uranus is bring up like sudden things, can bring up past issues as well, and anything that happens under Uranus is really out of the blue, okay? You don't always get a lot of notice, okay? Now, Uranus excuse me, is moving into the next sign. So, and that's happening about May. So, and it's moving into your area of intimacy. And so that's nice too. I mean, intimacy is not always about sex. I mean, it is about sex, but it's much deeper than that. And I think with Uranus moving into this area, it does sort of help you get in touch with, and quite suddenly through different events that allow you to open up to yourself first. The more that you can open up to yourself, the more that you can open up to someone else. And the more you do that, then the more they will open up back to you. Hence, that's when and how you build that level of intimacy, which is built on trust. Okay. Now, the other thing that's happening is that Chiron, which is the healing planet, often related to as the wounded healer, and brings in the energy for you to heal past hurts and situations and issues, not only from this life. I do feel that Chiron is very much about healing the soul, so it can come in from past lives as well. So that's really, really very nice for you, because your life really is, Libra's life is about relationships. I mean, you govern the 7th house in the zodiac, which is about relationships. You're governed by Venus, and this is happening in your solar 7th house. So it's all about relationships. You get a chance, really. I mean, this is over the next like 9 years or decade, really, but it will move back out in its retrograde transit later in 2018. But basically, it's moving into your into your relationship area, and it gives you a chance to heal. Now, also in the sign of Aries, it's very much about your body healing. Okay, so and it's for you, how I like to read this for you, Libra, is that the touchy-feeliness of love is very Libra. You like to hold hands as you're walking down the street or the beach. You like to do things together. I mean, two Libras together don't really need anyone else. Quite often that's one of the signs who attract and work very well with the same sign. I mean, Catherine Zeta-Jones and Michael Douglas are two Libras, for instance. I mean, they're just like two little love birds together. And so in that sense, that touchy-feeliness, and with the healing planet being in Aries, which is the sign of action and energy and body, physical, then it helps you to really have more of a mind, body, spirit experience with your relationships, okay, with what's going on when I'm looking at the whole chart. So that's very, very nice for you this year as well. Now, all right, let's go along and have a look at your career. So the more that you believe in and value yourself, okay, that's the key, the more opportunities that you'll receive. And surprise partnerships can emerge this year with very creative ventures that can come up. So it is a year for you to step out of your comfort zone, Libra, and just go for gold. All right, so let's have a look at what's going on there. People can come from all sorts of areas as well, because when we look at the eclipses, we've got eclipses in your 11th house and your 5th house. These are both areas of connection and meeting people, befriending people, social, and just connections, whether it be personal or professional. And both they interlock, and they certainly interlock in your life, and they can very much interlock into going forward into 2018. And what I mean by that is, like, people that you mix them or are with on a professional level can become your friends. and your friends can present opportunities on a professional level. So, you know, they interlock like that. Excuse me. Now, we do have, let's have a look at Jupiter, because Jupiter is going to, it's in your monetary position, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But at the end of the year, Jupiter will move into your area of communication, creativity, and education. Okay, so that's going through to November next year, and that's going to bring up a lot of opportunities for you. And just like with Jupiter being in that solar second house, it is the area of self-worth. Jupiter is the planet of opportunity. It's also growth, of abundance and expansion. So for it to be in your monetary zone, you want to sort of be open to opportunities that come your way, and also be open to the way that you're dealing with money. And particularly as Uranus is moving into that 8th house. Remember I said earlier, it's not only the area of intimacy, it's also the area of, other people's money, which can be loans, or somebody who's funding, or supporting you, or bankrolling you, or it can be like wins, or financial wins, or inheritances, or dividends, or royalties, money that you're not really going to work to spend 5 hours working, getting paid for 5 hours type, situation. So in that sense, you want to be, and there's this whole area that's opening up this right now, or been opening up for a while. It just seems to be more relevant at the moment with the bitcoins and like the electronic money and a different form of money. And with Uranus moving into this area of the chart, it's like revolutionary. And so the whole banking and international financial, the way that all works, we can see new forms of banking and financial structure changes, and it's in an area of investment in your chart. So this is a great time to get involved with different investments, and it's a great time to just double check how you feel about about money and about success, okay? And make sure that you're not sabotaging yourself, and make sure that you don't have any limiting thoughts there that are perhaps holding you back. Okay, so this year is very much about opening up to look at different options and opportunities, because new opportunities and creative opportunities, which are going to force you sort of out of your comfort zone, can really help you with being open to and looking at different forms of making, saving, and investing and dealing with money. Okay, so think like, don't be prepared to sort of look at different ways of doing that. All right, so now and we'll just have a look at spiritual. So for spiritual, you want to like focus your mind, body, and spirit to keep you and your life balance. Okay, as always, it's about balance. It's never just about the one thing for Libra. So just try to get some meditation, try to get some exercise, all the things that we know are right for us. That's what's going to, diet, exercise, meditation, that's what's going to keep you in balance. And if you can get that sort of daily routine going there, or weekly routine, or what works for you, then, that's going to be great. All right, so let's move on and have a look around the months and see what's going on here. So in January, we start off, there's a lot going on around your home and family in January, right? It's just to kick the year off. Now, Saturn is in this area Also in January, we got midheaven, Venus, Sun, and Pluto. Now, Saturn and Pluto are going to like stay there all year, as we've discussed. But it does seem to be that there's an opportunity or at least an option that you can think about. Some of you, no doubt, will be making some changes around your home or doing something with the family. And it's very well supported with Saturn because those changes can stay there for, a longer period of time. Well, good foundations, all right? Okay, so moving on, creative connections in February can come through. You want to sort of step out a bit and look, because also we do have Jupiter in the second house. So, as I said earlier, so, opportunities can come through and right almost from the start of the year. It's like you just get over this sort of home family thing or focusing more on that area of your life, and there's creative opportunities and connections with people. A lot of restructuring going on in March, and a greater focus on looking after you, okay, to get that balance. So if you didn't set that routine right at the start of the year, you get a chance to do it in March. But as I said, a lot of restructure going on. Relationships are highlighted more in April, with a heart-to-heart discussion of some level going on there. I don't know, maybe some of you are going to pop the question or something. And that does continue through May, and then we get to the middle of the year for June, July. If we get to the middle of the year, there's an opportunity for travel, international travel, and also for learning something that's going to be good on a business and financial level. So you can delve into a different area of study or learning. And, that can be anything from searching the YouTube channels to doing something more official, okay? And that continues on July. August are very good for business. I mean, it's not that any other month isn't good for business, but there does seem to be, particularly around, later July, early August, something can kick in that can be quite fabulous, all right? Social events are highlighted through September, just connecting with people, and it can lead to opportunities that are good financially for you. And then as we go through to leading up to the end of the year, October, another good month for money. You can be starting off something new in October, and November, that follows through November, and the year closes off. The year closes off with very much on learning and creativity. So, there's quite a bit going on for you this year to you are highly creative anyway. You're an air sign, so, but there does seem to be quite a few opportunities for you to just learn additional skills which are going to take you into the future, and that future also, and the skills that you learn which take you into the future have the capacity to be financially viable. Okay, so we like that. All right, so thanks so much for following me. I look forward to continuing with my weeklies and my weekly videos through the year, and all the content on my website and my soul shop. Please go along and visit it, jenniferangel.com. I do have a couple of free handouts, that Love for Life exercise, and a rapid relaxation exercise. And so if you subscribe to the newsletter, then quite often I have specials as well. So, you'll get them and coupon sort of codes through the newsletter. Okay, so much love to you, and I'll see you next year in 2018. All right. Happy New Year to you. Bye-bye.